Hello everyone, nice that you are watching this video. Have you ever wondered about the mysteries shrouding North Korea, one of the world's most isolated nations? Tucked away in the eastern part of the Asian continent, North Korea, officially known as the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, is a country that has long intrigued the world. It shares borders with China, Russia, and South Korea, but its barriers are more than just geographical. The nation has erected walls of secrecy and self-imposed isolation that have largely kept it hidden from the world's gaze. North Korea was established in 1948, in the aftermath of the Second World War, when the Korean peninsula was divided along the 38th parallel. The northern half was occupied by Soviet forces while the southern half was under American control. The division was supposed to be temporary, but political differences turned it into a permanent separation, leading to the formation of two distinct nations. At the helm of North Korea's political structure is the Workers' Party of Korea, with the Supreme Leader holding the highest power. The country operates under a unique ideology known as Juche, a concept that was introduced by its first Supreme Leader, Kim Il-sung. Rooted in Marxism and Leninism, Juche also incorporates elements of Korean nationalism. It emphasizes self-reliance and independence, a principle that has guided North Korea's domestic and foreign for decades. The nation's commitment to Juche has led it down a path of isolation, with limited economic and diplomatic interactions with the rest of the world. This isolation has fostered a sense of mystery around the country, making it an enigma that continues to puzzle observers. The rest of the world can only speculate about what goes on behind North Korea's closed doors, based on the limited information that trickles out. Despite the many questions surrounding North Korea, one thing is clear. Its unique political structure and ideology have shaped it into a nation unlike any other. As we venture further into the 21st century, the world watches with bated breath to see how this enigmatic nation will navigate its future. Now that we have a basic understanding of North Korea, let's dive deeper into its enigmatic leadership. Scene script: who is Kim Jong-un, and how did he rise to power in such a secretive nation? Kim Jong-un, the enigmatic ruler of North Korea, was born in the early 1980s, although the exact date remains a mystery. The son of the previous leader Kim Jong-il and his consort Ko Young-hwa, Kim Jong-un's early life was shrouded in secrecy, even from the North Korean public. As a child, he was reportedly spirited away to Switzerland where he attended an international school under a pseudonym. His classmates remember him as a shy boy with a passion for basketball, a world away from the image he projects today. When he returned to North Korea, he began his political grooming, slowly being introduced to the workings of the government. His father's health was deteriorating, and it became clear that Kim Jong-un was being prepared to take over the reins. In 2011, following his father's death, Kim Jong-un was thrust into the spotlight. He was young, inexperienced, and largely unknown to his people. Many observers predicted his downfall, assuming he would be unable to consolidate his power. But Kim Jong-un proved them wrong. He moved swiftly to secure his position, initiating a series of purges that removed potential threats from the military and government. He also introduced economic reforms, allowing more market-style commerce, which improved living standards for some North Koreans. Kim Jong-un also continued the country's nuclear weapons program, bolstering his domestic image as a powerful leader. Internationally, this move has led to increased sanctions and isolation, but within North Korea, it cements his position as a strong, unyielding leader. Despite the many challenges and predictions of his downfall, Kim Jong-un has managed to hold on to power and maintain a tight grip on his nation. His rise to power was unexpected and swift, marked by a combination of strategic moves and ruthless decisions. Having ascended the throne of power, Kim Jong-un began to shape North Korea in his image. What changes has Kim Jong-un brought to North Korea since he took power? In the world of international politics, Kim Jong-un has been a figure of intense interest since he assumed power in 2011. The youngest son of Kim Jong-il, the country's previous leader, he inherited a nation with a troubled economy and tense international relations. But how has North Korea changed under his rule? One of the most striking changes is the shift in economic policy. Kim Jong-un has made some significant moves towards economic liberalization, albeit within a strictly controlled framework. He launched a series of economic reforms, known as the May 30th measures, aiming to increase productivity by granting more autonomy to factories and farms. He has also encouraged the growth of a quasi-market economy, with the emergence of unofficial markets, known as Jangmadang. These changes have led to a slight improvement in living conditions for some North Koreans. In terms of foreign policy, Kim Jong-un has continued his father's military-first policy, but with a twist. He has pursued the development of nuclear weapons and long-range missile technology with an unprecedented intensity. This nuclear program has been a significant point of contention with the international community, particularly with the United States. However, Kim Jong-un has also shown a willingness to engage in diplomacy. He has held multiple summits with South Korean President Moon Jae-in, marking a departure from the antagonistic relationship of the past. He has also met with US President Donald Trump, in a historic first for a North Korean leader. Yet, despite these diplomatic overtures, North Korea remains heavily sanctioned, isolated and criticized for its human rights abuses. The country's economic progress is hampered by these sanctions, and the life of ordinary North Koreans remains challenging. Kim Jong-un's rule has been marked by both defiance and a desire for recognition on the international stage. His tenure has seen a mix of bold economic reforms, aggressive nuclear pursuits, and unprecedented diplomatic engagements. But the question remains, will these changes lead to a more prosperous and open North Korea, or will they simply reinforce the status quo? Only time will tell. But what is life really like for the average North Korean citizen? Imagine living in a country where every aspect of your life is governed by the state, where the government decides what you learn, what you watch, and even what you wear. That is the reality for the 25 million people living in North Korea. Living under one of the world's most secretive regimes, North Koreans are taught from an early age to revere their leaders as godlike figures, a concept that is deeply ingrained in their society. The state's control over information is all-encompassing. There's only one television channel, controlled by the government, and the internet as we know it doesn't exist. Instead, there's a national intranet, a closed network with limited content approved by the regime. This strategy of information control allows the government to shape public opinion, often painting a rosy picture of life within its borders while demonizing the outside world. But behind this facade, the human rights situation is grim. Reports from defectors and international organizations paint a picture of widespread abuses, including forced labor, public executions, and an absence of civil liberties. The regime maintains a network of prison camps, where political dissidents and their families are sent for crimes as trivial as making a negative comment about the government. Despite these harsh conditions, North Koreans strive for a semblance of normalcy. They go to school, work, and raise families. They find joy in shared meals, music, and sports. But they do so under the watchful eye of the state, where deviating from the prescribed way of life can lead to severe consequences. The living conditions vary widely. While the capital, Pyongyang, showcases modern buildings and well-stocked supermarkets for the privileged elite, many rural areas struggle with poverty and food shortages. Yet, North Koreans are resourceful, often creating underground markets to trade goods and services, subtly defying the rigid system they live under. Life in North Korea as we see is a tale of resilience, fear, and the pursuit of normalcy under extraordinary circumstances. Looking ahead, what does the future hold for North Korea and its enigmatic leader? The future of North Korea is a topic of intense speculation and intrigue among international experts. There are several potential scenarios, each with its own set of implications. Firstly, let's talk about economic development. Some experts believe that North Korea might choose to follow in the footsteps of its neighbor China by opening up its economy while maintaining strict political control. This could lead to significant economic growth and potentially improve the standard of living for many North Koreans. However, it's also likely that such a move would be fraught with challenges, given the country's current isolation and the state's tight control over all aspects of life. Secondly, there's the question of political change. While it's hard to imagine North Korea without the Kim dynasty at the helm, history has shown us that no regime lasts forever. Whether through internal forces or external pressure, there could be a shift towards a more democratic system. However, any such transition would undoubtedly be complex and potentially volatile, given the country's long history of authoritarian rule. Lastly, there's the matter of international relations. North Korea's relationship with the rest of the world is currently characterized by tension and uncertainty. However, some experts suggest that there could be a shift towards greater diplomacy in the future. This could involve negotiations over North Korea's nuclear program, or even the establishment of formal diplomatic ties with countries that currently have none. Of course, these are just possibilities. The future of North Korea is shrouded in uncertainty, and predictions are often more reflective of our own hopes and fears than of any concrete reality. In the end, the direction North Korea takes will largely depend on the decisions of its enigmatic leader Kim Jong-un, and the complex interplay of domestic and international forces that shape the country's trajectory. Only time will reveal what the future holds for North Korea and its enigmatic leader, Kim Jong-un. As we come to the end of our exploration of North Korea and its enigmatic leader Kim Jong-un, it becomes clear that the future of this nation is as unpredictable as its past has been tumultuous. The scenarios we've discussed are only a handful of the countless possibilities for North Korea's future. While we can speculate, the ultimate direction that this nation will take remains in the hands of its leader and the international community. It's a narrative that the world watches with bated breath, a story that continues to unfold with every passing day. Will North Korea open up its economy like China, or will it continue its isolationist policies? Will we see a political shift towards democracy, or will the Kim dynasty continue to rule with an iron fist? Will we see a thaw in international relations, or will tensions continue to escalate? These are questions that only time can answer. As we continue to watch and wait, we can only hope for a future where the North Korean people can experience freedom, prosperity, and peace. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the heart of North Korea. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more compelling content. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep exploring the world around you.